All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as it hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to all your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you'll be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as it hot. You don't share according to the matter where we say a day for my table. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, don't write letter give the U.S. government over unlawful extradition from Kenya. And for me, I would say that is how it should be. Let him spread his wings all over the world. Let the world hear his cry. Let them also witness what is currently happening in the country called NIG, where people somehow are being oppressed or maybe disadvantaged because somehow they are not related to the ruling party or to the president, to the governor, where politics has been used as a tool of fighting your enemy. If you have an enemy and you find out that once you get into power, you use all your powers to be able to fight that person and make sure that the person's business collapse. That is the country we found ourselves. And some people might be wanting to know why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu secession bid, why even in the DSS detention he has refused to back down on his statement of freedom that he wants the people of Igbos, the Biafrans, to be free from the government of the NIG. Many people would be wanting to know, okay, what is actually happening? Now, can you by yourself analyze, give me analysis of today's NIG, where it looks as if everything has failed? The government, the economy, the system, every single thing looks as it has failed. The education system, the political system, the civil system, whereby corruption has become the order of the day. And a lot of people are asking questions: when are these things going to be over? And since 1999, or since the inception of the independence of the country called NIG, there has not been a proper hope, because immediately after the independence, people hoped that they were going to see better things than when the white man was here. And what they saw was opposite of what they anticipated, opposite of what they expected to happen. And when that happened, people lost hope. That was the first time people lost hope in the nation called NIG. And as time goes on, the military coup and the rest of them, people thinking that somehow the nation could be fixed. And when you look deep down into the motive of why people do the things they do in Nigeria, you will find that it is just for personal benefit and personal aggrandizement. Let's go down to the letter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote to the U.S. official concerning his unlawful extradition from Kenya to Nigeria. For officially and publicly acknowledging the unlawfulness of his extradition from Kenya to Nigeria in 2021, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, at the weekend expressed in writing his profound appreciation to the government of the United States of America, including its mission in Nigeria. Kanu's legal team leader, Aloy Ejimako, who confirmed this to The Guardian yesterday, said that the team acted on Kanu's behalf by making public his statement of appreciation titled, "Thank you, America, for officially and publicly acknowledging the unlawfulness of Nnamdi Kanu's rendition," stating that the U.S. acknowledgement was a demonstration of diplomatic courage. Ejimako, who said that his team's attention was drawn to an official publication by the US government a few days ago, which was captioned 2023 Country Report on Human Rights Practices, Nigeria. He further said that the US government publication acknowledged that Nigeria's secret police had violated Kanu's rights during his arrest and extradition, and that Kanu was a victim of arbitrary arrest in June 2021. The legal team said it needs to be emphasized that this laudable position, which the US was waited for almost 3 years to take and make public, is surely well considered and thus important for two reasons. First, it affirms the case in chief we have adduced since June 2021 that Kanu was unlawfully rendition, not lawfully extradited. And these are two opposite concepts that bear the similar legal implication. The second reason was that it is expected that, coming from a respected and influential foreign power like the US, this public acknowledgement will likely encourage the government of Nigeria to also acknowledge that it had gravely violated Kanu's inalienable human rights by subjecting him to a horrendous extradition. To be sure, one way the government of Nigeria can come clean and acknowledge this egregious wrong done to Kanu is to banish any further temptations to impunity and summon its powers and directions under the Constitution to bring his prosecution to a close without further ado. Ejimako and his team noted that this is the most sensible thing to do, considering that Kanu's prosecution has, by efflution of time, become attritional and questionable to boot, given that it was initiated almost a decade ago in 2015 and for alleged offenses that are no longer in play. He added that there are other cogent reasons, including the open and notorious fact that it is becoming increasingly clear that the IPOB leader may never get a fair trial by dint of the grave complications created by his detention at the Department of State Service facility. My people, I don't see as it happen. That's one way they hear. No matter what we say, you consign Ahmadike, one of Ndibo. That the U.S. government have condemned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's unlawful extradition from Kenya. They have come openly to say that what the NIG government did to him was a breach of his fundamental human right. Of course, every citizen has his fundamental human right, and also part of this human right we are talking about, or the United Nations Constitution on Human Rights, were also signed by Nigeria. So they themselves are party to this particular constitution, and that is to say that they are supposed to play along. But meanwhile, there are a lot of charges that have been leveled against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of which, if they follow it through the process, but of course, you know that these people are government, they are in power, they have, even when you have written to, what is it called, the US government, and the US government made their comment, Nigeria is still an issue, if I should use the word autonomous, but the right word to use is supreme state, who also makes their own decision. But I think if it is a country where the rule of law is in action, there wouldn't be a lot of complaints, because some of these things you are seeing will be tried by the rule of law. But here you find out that those who are in governance play hanky-panky with the rule of law. These laws and constitutions were made by them, and they are also the ones who are furthering this constitution and law. And of course, you know that sometimes if you look at what is called a change of constitution or constitution amendment, a layman might not be able to understand that what the present government is actually doing is to find a way to alter the constitution wherever it can favor them. And that is what we have seen in the ECOWAS, that is what we have seen in Africa, that is what we have seen in the West Coast, that is what we are seeing in what is happening in this particular country, because those who made the law are the ones who also fought that particular law that they have made by themselves. But our own, we say, Ozemezina, 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 Ozemezina. And meanwhile, we will be waiting to see what is going to become the outcome of that particular case. Will be see it concern the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, as it be resetting the barometer of development in Southeast. This one is coming from Iwayan, the president of Ohanes and Igbo. He said that part of his vision is to reset the barometer of development in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And my issue is that how is he going to be able to achieve that? Because the issue of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo is not like the issue of government. Meanwhile, before we go to that one, Archbishop condemns Kanu's continued detention as group fought Sinyako on Supreme Court verdict. And Archbishop of the church, and I will talk this one, say what Sinyako they do, say that one follow. Now, the Anglican Bishop of the Niger Province and Bishop of Oka, Right Reverend Alexander Ibezin, has called on President Bola Tinubu to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, for peace to reign, asserting that the agitators' continued incarceration is a national embarrassment. Ibezin, who made this call during the 13th Synod of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, themed Running the Christian Race, Implication for the Church in Perilous Times, observed that Eastern Nigeria has suffered a lot. According to him, for Nigeria to be peaceful, the Igbo must be given a chance in the national leadership of the country. He noted that justice delayed is justice denied. He said the truth remains that injustice set back a nation, and once an ideology about injustice is imbibed into a people, no amount of force can quell it unless justice is done. The Archbishop said that the Church should continually embark on a race guided by the rules, genuineness, goal orientation, endurance, discipline, and preservation to win, and perseverance to win. Wondering if the current generation is not living in the perilous times prophesied by Daniel. In his remark, the Bishop of Oji River, Joseph Igbono, contended that Nigeria appears upside down as the current situation calls for surgery at the foundational level to structurally revive the country or opt for something else. Meanwhile, a group under the aegis of American military veterans of Igbo descent has faulted the presiding judge of the Abuja Federal High Court, Justice Binta Nyako, who is hearing Kanu's case, for allegedly not obeying the Supreme Court's judgment describing Kanu as a prisoner of conscience. The group, in a letter to the judge dated May 1, 2024, stated the judge's refusal to comply with the Supreme Court judgment and the lack of willingness to interpret the Constitution fairly are truly embarrassing and humiliating for the judicial system, Nigeria, and the whole world. Amid AMVIE's letter, which was jointly signed by Dr. Sylvester Onya and Dr. Godson Obiago, President and Secretary of the group, respectively, was made available to journalists at the weekend. It called for Kanu's release, noting that the IPOB leader should have been taken to a correctional center and not kept in federal government private-owned detention center where his conversations with his lawyer and family members are always monitored. My people, now don't see as they happen for that particular matter. We are still on that matter where we say you concern Hamadike 1, Ofundi Igbo, Odogwana Fanya. Meanwhile, now here I got to wind down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you'll be the first we'll collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you.